Wednesday's date with police detectives was to mark the formal beginning of the legal battles for the Henrys, resulting from the April 24th disruption at the Forestiere SDA Sabbath service. But that date was not to be. Instead, the attorneys for the Henrys, Lord Theophilus and Leslie Mundesi, received a call from the police requesting their presence ahead of the Henrys' appointment.
About 10 a.m. this morning, Mr. and Mrs. Henry were required to attend at the Major Crime Unit to hold a meeting with an investigating officer regarding a report that was made to the unit. However, about 9:30 a.m., myself and Mr. Theophilus, we received a call asking us to attend at the Major Crime Unit in advance of this 10 a.m. meeting. We attended and we had discussions with the police. So as a result of our discussions with them, what was originally planned for this morning did not proceed. And also, Mr. and Mrs. Henry were not required to make any appearance at the Major Crime Unit.
So, with the Henrys' police appointment called off, what is the status of the investigation? Mundesi says he and his colleague remain ready to defend their clients in this matter should the need arise.
I've been informed that this matter will be handled differently. However, Mr. Theophilus and myself, we remain committed at any time to defend our clients in the future should the need arise in relation to this particular matter.
Commissioner of Police Milton Daisy was questioned Wednesday about his knowledge of this high-profile political case. He says he is not the one to whom this question should be directed.
No, I'm not saying they are using police to play political games. I'm saying I cannot report on this now. Okay, Mr. Nicholas was there. That's why I asked you all to check with him. He's in charge of crime. He's the officer in charge of crime. He would know, not me.
Former parliamentarian and one of the attorneys for the Henrys, Lord Theophilus, stated his concern about the rise of such matters making their way to the courts. He suggests that there are other avenues to deal with such differences.
We've seen of recent vintage matters which are politically sensitive finding themselves before the criminal courts. I find it rather unique. We saw it happen with Christopher Hunt. We've seen it happen with Ernest Hilaire. It almost happened with the Henrys and this young lady Roma, in Miku. So it should give St. Lucians an opportunity to take a snapshot of the state of affairs, which is rather unprecedented in our country, in my opinion. We would hope that matters of a political nature would be dealt with in another forum, which we are more accustomed to traditionally.
There had been pressure being brought to bear on the police to investigate the incident at the Forestiere Church, chief among them the man at the center of the dispute, Minister Guy Joseph.
For the record tonight, I will put it on the record again. I have given my statements. I have done what is my part in the process, and I expect the authorities will take the appropriate action that is required.
Yes.
I cannot tell law enforcement what to do. I do not have that authority to be able to dictate what should happen, but I have done my part. And for the people who said that no report was made, I will tell you that is not the case. A report was made within minutes of the event taking place.
Theophilus says he's concerned about what appears to be the lack of even-handedness in investigating alleged infractions caught on camera.
It is rather intriguing that we are now in an era where through the use of videos circulated via social media, that persons are dragged in before the police and hauled in before the courts. Some are done, whilst others are not. It indicates that we are living in a St. Lucia which seems to have two different options available to individuals, and that should not be.
Joachim Henry and his family have had a torrid time of late, beginning with the sudden loss of their son, Dr. Joachim Henry, a medical doctor practicing in the United States. That was followed by the outburst at the Forestiere Church on April 24th. Wednesday's meeting with the police was to be another landmark down the slippery slope, but the descent may have been stalled, at least for the moment, by the timely intervention of their attorneys. Stanley Lucien for the HTS News Force.